All right, welcome back, everyone. So I had previously done a video on this in 4.1 as well, but before this newest iteration of the patch. And I'm glad I didn't get finished editing that one and sending it out because they've actually made another update to the Valkyrie, because all I wanted to do really is cover the Valkyrie here. So we're going to take a look at the storage of the Valkyrie, and then we'll talk about the other changes that have been done with the vehicle. Obviously, not obviously, but they are all positive changes, and I do like the Valkyrie quite a bit, so I'm glad to see it getting some love. Probably as well due to the Paladin coming out. So here is the open door. I don't know if this was in here before. I feel like it wasn't. I feel like you just had used previously. You had this green bar that ran along the bottom here, and I do notice their hatch markings and the ramp door. Let me know, in the comments down below if they've had that for a while. I haven't noticed it before, so it could have been here. But again, this whole closing door and stuff seems to be new to me at least. So that being said, I do have some pretty big boxes in here. Really only one 32 SU. So there's a 32 SU box in here. Now this is not locked to the grid. So if you want to get 32 SU boxes in here, you can. They just won't be locked to the grid. What's going to be feasible in here, and I've loaded this with waste. Don't read into that too much. I mean, you can. That joke was a little more funny the first time I did it, but you can if you look at the pledge price for this ship. I'm still disappointed by that, but with some of the changes, hopefully it gets closer to justifying that. I don't know if it ever will, but anyways. So looking here, you can see you can also get boxes on the top, so you can get quite a few SUs actually in here. I don't know how many these two SUs you'd be comfortable putting in here because again, they're not locked to the grid. They're not going to lock on any of these, but again, you can get 32 SU, which is 96. Again, not secured to the cargo grid. So let me cut here and I'll load it up with the 90 and I'll show you what that looks like. So really the lockable grid that you have is a 90 SU box grid. And so what you have is 3 SUs high, you have 5 SUs across and 6 SUs deep. 6 is more than adequate. And overall, that's going to give you the 6 times 5, which is 30, and then the 30 times the 3 is going to give you 90. So that's your full 90 SU lockable box grid. You do have space on the sides, and that's where essentially there's another row of 1 SU boxes that you can go 6 deep as well, and that's where you can get essentially the 32 SU boxes in here if you wanted to. Actually, you can get a bit more in there. I guess you could probably get a row of 2s in here if you wanted to. So you can get quite a bit to fit in here. That's always kind of been the case anyways. It just comes down to at least lockable. You can get 90 in here now instead of, I think originally it was 60. You can see here, you do have a little bit room up here. Would be nice to maybe have them go all the way back. It's hard to say how much more usable space there would have been if they would have had it come all the way up under here. You can just see that there probably could have, I'm hitting E instead of R. I guess it's really close with this lip here. So yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's definitely good. It's a nice change of pace, and you can still get vehicles in here too as well. So if you wanted to maybe have a wall here, I just wanted to show some variety here. So you do have a 24 SU box here, and then I've got a 16 and an 8 over here just to kind of show that's also 24 as well. And then you've got stacks of 2 on the top. You could also do 1 SU boxes. So yeah, now you're going to have to use 2 SU boxes, or I don't think you can use 4s stacked up side. Can you do them sideways? I'm starting to question myself. At any rate, you can get at least 2 SU boxes along the side here. So yeah, additionally, when it comes time to take a look at the lockers, they've updated that as well. And others have probably shown this, but you're going to get 3/4 of an SCU for each one of these. So for 2 of them, you're going to get 1.5 SCUs. So for a total of 6, you're going to get 4.5 SCUs of internal ship storage, which is a lot, which it's good. That's definitely usable because there's 6 lockers in total. And again, that's going to give you 4.5 SUs of storage, which is not bad at all. You can always still bring a couple SU boxes if you need more. I think this is going to be good for running bunkers and stuff like that. It's an expensive ship to do that, but it is going to be good for that feature. Additionally, my first gripe that I had with this ship has actually been resolved, and that is you now have the side turret wings are slaved to the crosshairs for the pilot, so you can actually use those. Now, you can see the weapon configuration. It doesn't show up here. This is something that Foxy Loxy saw as well. So these Panthers are size 3 repeaters. So you have 2 size 3s under the... that's always what the pilot had control. I think they were size 2 originally, and then they brought them up to size 3s. And then on the wings, you have 2 size 4s. So it's actually going to bring you 2 size 3s and 2 size 4s that you get as far as control. Sorry for anyone. Epileptic warning. So yeah, the bottom again, the ones at the bottom down there are size 3s. The ones on the wing are size 4s. Now, those seats that I showed previously on the outside are the ones that could use the size 4s instead, and that's going to give you a lot more. It's at least a 280 arc. It might be even well, it's not the full 360, but these gunner seats are the ones. So this is, for example, this one's going to do the right side wing or the was that the starboard, and then the port. I was not in the Navy, so I don't exactly know those. Oh, it's already powered on. Let me try turning this off and turning it back on, because I feel like even though it shows that, what's happening here? Okay, yeah, it wasn't on. So you can get quite a bit, and this is going to be like this with the Paladin too. Yeah, that's what, 280, I think? Well, maybe a little more than that, because you actually get a bit more on the other side. Now, is that 180 only? It might be 180. Sorry. A little over 180, maybe 190 degrees of usable space here. And you can see you get 70 on this. You actually, with the capacitors at full capacitor, you get 70 as well for pretty much all the guns. So it's a pretty good capacitor as well. I would like to see higher shields overall, but because with these size, you get 4 size 2s, and that's equivalent to about 20k. It's less than that, less than 20k in shielding. Whereas you look at something like the Constellation, which is this is the same size class, that one gets like twice that much, over twice that much, to be honest. I think it's closer to 50,000. So we'd love to see a size 3 on this instead, given that this is meant to, you know, really do a ground and pound, come in, support. I know it's going to have more armor compared to the Constellation, maybe. I mean, it's supposed to, I think. But yeah, would love to see it have more capability and have not just the armor, which obviously is not in yet, but I would love to see it have the ability to actually have better shielding. That being said, at least having the turrets on the side, the wings, is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what's with the lag on these. I noticed that earlier too when I got on this gun, and it was like this. I don't know if it's always been like this, but it's been consistently pretty lag. There we go. Finally, it's now. I didn't do anything. It's just like that. So, anyways, all that being said, I like the updates they've done with this. I've always wanted this anvil to be kind of like a Constellation competitor. I know it's not meant to be, but it's the same class category. I would love to see that kind of value of all around kind of usable ship. You know, a lot of people are not going to like this, right? Because when you compare it, these are size 3s, I believe, as well. Maybe size 4s. They look like, now they're size 4s. So are they? I should have looked that up. They look like they're looking like size 3s from that angle. Yeah, maybe they're size 3s. So the turrets, when you compare it to the Connie, I mean, firepower-wise, you know, those are size 5s on there for the pilot. Originally, I was going to say it's asking too much to put these as size 4s as well. I would like to see these as size 4s. For the pilot to have 4 size 4s, when you look at something like the Starlancer Max and things of that nature, you're not asking for much. When they, in fact, the Starlancer Max has 2 turrets on as well. So I really think giving this one more update and having these as size 4s would be nice. Even these, having these as size 4s would be nice as well. I guess leaving them as 3 is fine. That's closer to like what the Connie has. But this is probably meant, you know, I would say this is a competitor, direct competitor to the TAC. And the TAC's going to have significantly more firepower. When you think about it, that's going to have, is it quad size 5, I think? This really needs some updating. And I think that asking for 4 size 4 for the pilot, asking for some size 4s for the gunners is not asking for much. Again, with the TAC coming out, the Starlancer Max already being out, having that same kind of firepower. I think this is something where some people may gripe about this, like, oh, it's not meant to. But I mean, really, honestly, giving it pilot controlled 4 size 4s is nice. And then giving it at least size 2, size 3s like it's got now to 2 gunners is nice. But even upping that to 2 size 4s, dual size 4s for each. I know they're going quad with a lot of turrets, but if they're going to keep these with 2s, 2 size 4s would be nice as well. Anyways, that might be asking for too much. People may disagree with me in the comments, and I appreciate those that share that. You know, it is what it is. But also agility with this, I'd like to see it. It typically flies faster, and I do appreciate that about it. I actually want to start practicing low flying with this. I don't know. I just have a feeling to do that. So whenever that, maybe when the supplier kind of event dies down, then I can start doing that. Right now, the challenge with a lot of these events and stuff is I'm always kind of chasing the meta and wanting to make that AUEC when I can. And then when there's a lull and there's no activities or good money makers, then I can kind of step back and do what it is I want to do, which is sometimes just taking a ship out and flying in. Anyways, thank you for checking out the video. I appreciate all those that take the time to like and subscribe, and I really do appreciate that support. and let me know other ships you might want me to take a look at. I thought about taking a look at the Carrack and whatnot as well. Foxy Loxy has already kind of done some of that. I'm happy about that change, although the Carrack I only have in my fleet for now as I get ready for the Perseus to come out. So I don't know if it's something I'll keep. And again, that's only 2 turrets, so it's not that big a deal. I do think the C2, the M2, all the Hercules changes is going to be pretty big. That's going to make the C2 maybe in line with making it a really good bounty hunting ship again. I'll have to test it out some more. I've had a lot of good luck with it, but with 4 size 4s on it, again, talking about 4 size 4s seems to be more or less in line with the baseline for what pilots should have controlled weapons when you're looking at a large ship, and I think that's a really good change. Obviously, the Carrack doesn't quite have that. Maybe it should have the gunners on the wings as a pilot controlled. The Reclaimer even having pretty good DPS. I think it's going to be 4 size 3s. That's decent. I mean, for Reclaimer, that's really not meant to be doing any fighting, but even that's going to have pretty close DPS with some of the other ships. So yeah, I know we ran a little long after already saying bye to everybody, but appreciate taking the time to watch the video. Catch y'all next time.